In this video I'm going to show you how to take the 2 boxes of chocolates that I've shown you in my last Aldi haul that I was going to give to my neighbors, and we're going to just take some wire ribbon. This is 1.5 inches wide, and it's just polka dotted on one side, but it's got the wire in it so it's easy to form and keep its shape. So we're going to wrap these 2 boxes ornately in order to give them to our neighbors. So the first thing we're going to do is make a bow. So we'll just start with an end piece and we're going to pinch it. Then we're going to form a loop. We're going to pinch that again, gathering it with our fingers and holding that. And we're going to form another bow on the opposite side. Pinch it again. This is the important part. We're going to twist it right here so those polka dots are on the top. And then we're going to make a slightly bigger bow, maybe just about 1/2 inch. Pinch it again in the center. Twist it so that those polka dots are once again on top. Take it to the other side and make the same size loop that you did on the opposite side, and we're going to make 2 more loops. 1 more on this side after that twist, a little bit larger again so they're gradiated. Pinch it in the center, give it that twist, and take the loop to the opposite side and pinch it in the center. Again, we're going to leave a little bit of a tail on this side, so we have our tail where we started here on the top, and we're going to leave the same length tail on the other side. Just cut that off right through the wire. And then we're going to take another length, about 1 foot long, and we're going to clip that off the spool, and that's going to be our tie. So take the polka dots and lay them on the top, bring it around to the bottom, and tie it in the beginning of a knot. I usually just loop it through 1 time instead of twice. You really don't need two times through. So there we have what looks like a band of ribbon. Now comes the fun part. We're going to take each of those ends and we're going to fold them in half lengthwise. And from the fold, we're going to cut at an angle across the edge of the ribbon from the fold side outward. And that finishes off the ribbon in a decorative V on the end. See there? So we're going to do that on all 4 sides, or all 4 ends. This is number 2. Here's our 3rd one. Find that last one, open it up, fold it in half lengthwise from the folded edge, cut in at an angle to make that end. So we still have loops going one direction and the opposite, and that will be fixed when we affix it to the boxes. So now we'll take our spool again. We're going to stack the boxes the way that we want them, and I'm just going to unwind some of this. And what I'm going to do is lay a long piece, about 1 yard, over the top, and I'm going to flip it upside down, because on the bottom is where you're going to give it a good twist. So I'm putting them overlapping, and then I'm going to twist it to go out the other cardinal points. So I've got ribbon on all 4 directions. I'm going to flip it over again, and now we're at the top. This is where we want to be so we can affix our bow. So at this point, I'm going to take where I've overlapped it, and I'm going to take this end and I'm going to tuck it through one of the sides of the box, and this is going to allow me to pull it through another side underneath, and you'll see how it'll gather everything tightly. So I've got the 2 ends and I'm pulling taut. Now I'm going to cut this piece off the spool, giving it about 5 or 6 inches. Now with those two ends, I'm going to take the bow that I made, find the bottom where we tied the knot and where all the polka dots are not showing, and put it on the top, and then we'll tie another loop on the top. So now we've affixed it to the box, and we've got miscellaneous ends and loops. So take those two ends that we just used to tie it to the box and cut your ends again about the length of the loops. We've got those two. So one, here's the other one. I'm cutting the fabric on the fold once again. That is number 2. Now we have to fluff our bow. So everything else aside, we're going to take those loops, and I usually start with the bottom ones, and we're just going to spread them out. We want to make kind of a circle that cascades over the bottom, those tails. And then I can see there's a gap here. I'm going to take a loop and pull it over. Make that tail flat with the polka dots up, fold it over the box. Fix this one and this one, and you see how I'm just creating layers. And I'm making a circle. Every space in the circle is going to have something, so there's no open spot. So once I've gotten to that point, I want to lift these top ones up. See, I'm just creating lift in it. You can even take one of the tails if you want and lift that up too. So that is our finished box. Now all I'm going to do is create a little tag and tie it with some string. I may take a pick or an ornament and stick that in the center, but essentially that's the beginning of our finished package.
Whoa! How nice is that? No tag on it. Well, Merry Christmas to me. Cocoa dusted truffles. Mmm.